my dears, and welcome back to my channel. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Pamela and I put out beauty related videos once or twice a week. Today's video is, as promised, another tutorial Friday where I put up a poll on my Instagram and have you guys pick out a palette that I can play around with for that week. Sort of like a spin-off on my one palette for a week series that I usually do here at the end of the month, and I'm not gonna lie, it's actually been kind of fun doing that so far. I've done it for 2 weeks in a row now, and it just had me sort of play with other stuff in my collection that, you know, I've used once or twice in the past like few months, or maybe not at all. Not at all. I don't use it at all. So this week you guys voted on the You Had Me at Hello here by ColourPop. This was the first palette that they made with a mirror in it. I wish that they would put more mirrors in their palettes, because since the palette is so light, it is actually very, very easy to hold. So I will say that, even though this is not a review. So I did use this palette, and again, I always forget how gorgeous this palette is. Like, every time I use it, I'm always pleasantly surprised. I always love every single shade that I use, and I only really created one beautiful look this week, because the rest of the week, I'll be honest, I kind of went in with sort of the same shades, the everyday shades that I like to use. But the most beautiful look I created this week was this purple eye look here, and I'm actually filming this video on Valentine's Day, so I feel like everything here is appropriate for today, and I can get away with wearing this look out in public and people wouldn't look at me weird because it's Valentine's Day, right? So I went in with this beautiful purple shade, which is probably the best shade in this palette in my opinion. It is so incredibly gorgeous, and it's definitely pigmented. I have this all over my lid today, and as you can see, that purple is beautiful. It definitely isn't sheer whatsoever. It packs on the lid beautifully, as you could see on my eyelids. Like, it's just a really, really good purple shade. I'm not a huge fan of very much purpley tones, but I gotta say, that one is my favorite one to wear all over the lid. No joke. And also, as promised on Wednesday, I wanted to use all of my Ipsy bag products in here, and so I did. I do have kind of 2 separate tutorials for you guys today, so I will leave timestamps below just in case you're only here for the eyeshadow tutorial or you're only here to watch me apply my Ipsy products. I wanted to combine them because it's just a lot easier to do that. I could just sit down and film my makeup in one, you know, solid run or whatever, and you'd be able to see both products if your little hearts desired that. So no more babbling. Let's just get right into this. Yes. As usual, I'm going to start with the Essence I Heart Stage eyeshadow primer, and I'm just going to apply this all over the eyelids and just blend everything out with my fingers. Nothing new here. Without setting my eyeshadow primer, we're going to start with 2 P's, and I'm just going to take this on a fluffy brush, and as you can see, I am just going to be placing this into the crease and apply some of it onto the eyelid. It doesn't need to be perfect. It could be as messy as you want. Now I'm going to pick up Pulling Strings on that same eyeshadow brush, and I am concentrating this color a little bit more into the actual crease. This is our actual transition color now. I do still get just a tiny bit on the lid, but that'll be covered up with the purple eventually. Now we're going to go into Looksy, and this is the star of our show, and I'm just using an eyeshadow packing brush, and as you can see, this color is so beautiful. I did not cut this clip at all. I wanted to show you guys how well it packs for a purple. It is definitely surprising to me how pigmented this color is. I picked up a more tapered styled brush, and I picked up that same purple color and put just a little bit of that in the crease to create that beautiful, beautiful gradient that I'm always looking for in all of my eyeshadow looks. And since I did lose a little bit of color, I just used that same brush to pack a little bit more on to my lids here. Then I took FBO on my finger, and I literally took the smallest bit because I didn't want to take any attention away from that purple, but I did want to add the tiniest bit of sparkle to this look. And I'm talking about like the smallest amount, like you could barely see it, but it does make a difference in the end. You guys will see. Break from the eyes and going into this Ipsy bag. I'm gonna, well, first of all, drop that moisturizer. This moisturizer smells a lot like just regular witch hazel. If you've used like a witch hazel toner, this is exactly what it smells like. It does feel really, really nice on the skin, I'm gonna say it, and I made my makeup stick glide on like butter, you guys. Like, I'm surprised as to how nice that moisturizer feels, and I'm very, very excited to continue using it. Moving on, I'm going to take my big powder brush that I received, and I am just going to powder my face. I've done all the other steps in between off of camera just to save some time. I only really wanted to demo my Ipsy products. But about this brush, I'm not a big fan of it for all over the face. It wasn't ideal for me. So then I decided I was going to bronze with it, and I really like the way that it applied my bronzer. It packed on the color really nicely. It blended everything out. So for bronzer, I definitely like it. And I figured since I tried it with bronzer, why not with my blush? And again, not a big fan of it for the blush, but I didn't mind it for bronzer, so maybe I'll just use it for that from now on. Moving on to the highlighter I received. This is a Daisy and Pearl by Seraphine Botanicals, and yes, it looks good. I will say that it is a little bit icier than I would like. I like my highlights a little bit more peach or gold, but nonetheless, I still think it looks really, really nice. Alright, so back to the eyes. I'm going to start with pulling strings, and I'm just going to take this on a small little brush here and blend that out into that lower lash line. Then I'm going to go into Looksy and apply just a little bit of this into that lower lash line as well. It's not perfect either. I kind of just blended it in from one corner to another. I just wanted to mimic what you see on the top on the bottom. And then I took a brush and just blended things out. And then I picked up Moonstruck on a tiny little pencil brush and highlighted the inner corners here. Oh my gosh, this color is so beautiful in the inner corners. I love that this palette has both a like icy cool tone highlight and like a really nice warm tone highlight. I went in with that Ico mascara that I got in my Ipsy bag, and I don't like this, you guys. This is one of those lash extending mascaras, and all those little fibers just bug me upon removal, so I don't like it. And the final product in my Ipsy bag this month was this Laritzi Cosmetics liquid lipstick in the shade Title, and I gotta say, you know, all liquid lipsticks are drying. This one is just as drying as any other liquid lipstick, but the only thing that I noticed differently from this formula than any other formula, and you'll see it in the next clip or so, is that it smooths out my lips, and you can't see any of the fine lines in my lips, so they've got that going on for them, and I really, really like that. As you could see, my lips look incredibly smooth. It's crazy. Here's also a close-up shot of the eye look, just so that you guys can see the completed look. I absolutely loved the way that this look came out, and I loved that I got to use this palette this week. And that's all I've got for you guys today, so hopefully you enjoyed today's Tutorial Friday, as well as my Ipsy bag try-on here. I had a lot of fun filming this video for you guys, and I definitely changed my mind, and I gotta say, I love everything that I got in this bag this month. So surprising about that. Usually there is like one, maybe two products that I'm not too crazy about, but this time I'm gonna use all of them. So yeah, if you like this video, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and spread my love for makeup, and I will see you guys next week. Bye bye. There goes a sight, there goes a sight. Now there goes a sight for me.